BookTube, welcome back. Today I'm going to do a tag. I haven't done a tag in, oh my gosh, seems like years. Yeah, I think it's because most of the time when they ask these questions of like, name a book that, you know, describe this or that, I don't remember. So I can't answer the freaking questions. Anyway, this one's fairly simple. Kind of just a, what are your goals type thing for New Year's. And I probably should have done this before the new year actually started. I'm a little late to this. This was created by the Bookables, and I saw the tag on Steve Donoghue's channel. I'll put a link to his tag down below, because if you just try to go to his channel and find it amongst the million videos he's made, probably today, you won't be able to find it. So anyway, there's a link to his tag down below. So the questions. Number one is, how many books are you planning to read in 2023? As I mentioned in my wrap-up video, I generally set a Goodreads goal. Right now, I've just been doing 50. I want to at least reach that. But I would like to start trending upward. From 2014 to last year, or well, actually just before last year, I'd always been trending downward in the quantity of books I've read. Last year, finally, it started to trend upward. So I'd like to continue with that upward trend. But no pressure on that. The 50 I put on Goodreads is just so that Goodreads will continually track the books I read, and I can look back and see all the titles that I've read through that year. But I don't have a specific, per se, number. If I don't, reach like 100, I'm going to, freak out. No, I just want to at least get 50, hopefully more. I just want to spend more time reading, and that's just my main goal for the year. Number two is name 5 books you didn't get to in 2022, but want to make a priority to read in 2023. Got a little stack right here. One of those is A Catcher in the Rye by J.D. Salinger. A school book. Most people have read this in high school. I never had to read it. It was one of my assigned reading books, and I just never got around to it. I know absolutely nothing about this book other than like Holden Caulfield is the main character. That's it. I've had this on my shelf now for maybe a couple of years and thinking, yeah, I'll get to it. I want that to be this year. I want to know what this book is about, finally. Everyone's coming in from, school lists and saying, I need to get this. It's been a while since high school, so time to read that one. Another one I'd like to get to this year is Irving Stone, Lust for Life. It's a book I'd been trying to get a hold of a copy of for quite a while. Vincent van Gogh is one of my favorite painters. And this is just kind of a novelized book about his life, his painting life, his tragic life. And I just really want to read this one. I'd also like to read like the collection of letters that he wrote to his brother and stuff too, but I haven't got a copy of that yet. Next up is a book I've had on my shelf for quite some time. This is Scarlett Thomas's Popco. I read the end of Mr. Y quite some time ago, and I thought it was really, really interesting. So I'd like to pick this one up and get to it finally this year. I'm just going to read the synopsis of it because I bought it so long ago. It's a little vague in my head too. Okay, it says, Alice Butler has been receiving some pretty odd messages, all anonymous, all written in simple code, all eerily vague, but pointed enough to show that the sender has been watching her closely. Are the messages from someone at Popco, the slightly sinister, profit-hungry toy company that has herded Alice and its other top creatives out to a secluded thought camp? The heck's a thought camp? Are they from Alice's long-disappeared treasure-hunting father? Are they from someone who knows that her cryptanalyst grandfather left her the key to finding the treasure? Is Quiet Ben, Alice's new love, hiding something that could help her discover their source? And could it be that these codes will lead Alice to a secret even more carefully guarded than her own? I remember the end of Mr. Y was really, really good. Again, sort of along this kind of weird, secret, kind of mysterious thing happening. And I would like to get to this one finally. There's, I guess, a little toy from the toy company. I've seen different covers of this too. I actually have one other book of hers in my shelves that have been there for a while too, but I want to start out with this one. And the next two are just some classics that I've had for a bit. One of those is The Mysterious Island by Jules Verne. Chunky little paperback I picked up. Probably not the best layout, but it's got some illustrations in there. Text isn't too bad. It doesn't like disappear too badly into the gutter there, which is really annoying. Got some flexibility in it, so it should be fairly easy to read. I suppose if it drives me crazy enough, I can always just get an e-copy of it. But anyway, I'm going to read a little synopsis of it. It says it's based on the true story of Alexander Selkirk, who survived alone for almost 5 years on an uninhabited island off the coast of Chile. The mysterious island is considered by many to be Jules Verne's masterpiece, filled with wide-eyed mid-19th century humanistic optimism in a breezy, blissfully readable translation by Jordan Stump. Here is the enthralling tale of 5 men and a dog who land their balloon on a faraway, fantastic island of bewildering goings-on. Mystery, suspense, and science fiction combined in one breathtaking story as the men struggle to survive and ultimately discover the island's great secret. So yeah, I just finished a Jules Verne book last year, The Castle in Transylvania, a real thin little volume. This is much different, but I really enjoyed it, and I just feel like kind of picking up another good adventure story, something chunky to kind of sink my teeth into maybe in the summer. And then another classic that I've had quite some time. This is a Barnes & Noble Children's Classic Edition of The Swiss Family Robinson, and that's by, I think it's Johann David Weiss. That's how you pronounce it. Really nice little additions here. Doesn't give me any kind of synopsis of it. I just know it's about a family that gets shipwrecked. Separated from society, condemned perhaps to pass the remainder of life in this desert island, we yet possessed the means of happiness. That's just a little quote from the book. Really, really nice additions. I got some nice end papers. I believe there's some illustrations. Maybe not. Okay, no, it's not. Doesn't appear to be illustrated at all. But it's a really nice edition. It's another classic I'd like to get to. Number 3, what genre do you want to read more of? Classics. There are just so many out there, and I have quite a few sitting on my shelf. I have some Dostoevsky. I've got Franz Kafka, Middlemarch, from George Eliot. I've just got quite a bunch. I think I've only read one Austen, believe it or not, Pride and Prejudice, so I'd like to delve into more of her works. Yeah, classics, definitely. Number 4 is name 3 non-book related goals for 2023. They're sort of non-related and sort of will involve books anyway. I'll find a way, right? One of them is just, the typical New Year's, get in better shape. I want to exercise more. My dad had this bike, they call it a trike. There's 2 wheels in the front and 1 in the back, so you're kind of reclining. Just before he passed away, he had brought it downstairs for the winter so he could exercise on it. It's you turn it into like a stationary bike, and it's sort of now trapped in the basement because it's so big I can't get it out the door on my own. And anyway, perfect excuse to get some exercise. And because it's a recliner, it's really easy to just kind of just pedal away and hold a book in front of your head and just read away. So I want to get on that bike more. I'm going to do that as soon as I get off this video here and pick up my current read and pedal away. I also want to get out in nature more too. I want to enjoy the summer and the warm weather. We're actually having a very mild winter right now. Knock on wood that stays. And I'd like to actually earn my steps that my Fitbit here tells me that I'm doing each day. It's not official 10,000 steps when you work in a bookstore and you're constantly shelving. So your arm is moving, and those are my steps. And I like to actually earn my 10,000 steps by actually walking, out in nature, around the neighborhood, whatever. And that's another opportunity to read more. I can listen to my audiobooks and stuff. So that's my second goal. And then the third goal, probably not book related, is more just household stuff that needs getting done. I've got some gutter work that I'd like to have a company come out and take a look at. I got gutters that kind of discharge underground, 2 of them, 1 in the front and 1 in the back, both areas where I've had some ice dams. And I think the problem is the water freezes in the pipes underground because it doesn't have anywhere to flow out when the temperature drops, and then that freezes back up, and you're going to have nowhere for that water to kind of melting water to flow out without freezing up again. So I'm thinking of ways to kind of reroute to those areas and need to get that kind of taken care of. My other goal was the attic installation, which thank God finally took place the end of 2022. Hopefully that'll take some of the causes of the ice dam away. But I think the other one is probably my gutter work. So I'd like to kind of get that taken care of this year. Number 5, what's a book that you've had forever that you still need to read? Popco was one of those, but I included that in the other question. So I went with this one. This is Click. It's one novel told by 10 authors. It's a YA book. And I'll just show you the list of the authors. It's quite well known. I've just never gotten around to this. I don't know why. It sounds pretty intriguing. A camera, some photographs, a box with 7 shells, and many mysteries. Those are the things that Maggie and Jason inherited from their grandfather, the famed photojournalist George G. Keane. G traveled from Ireland to Russia, Japan to Australia, taking pictures of people at work, at war, in sports, and at play. Now Jason receives G's photographs and camera, though he has no idea what to do with them. And G leaves Maggie with the puzzle of the 7 shells, one that might take her whole life to solve. As Maggie and Jason use these gifts, they will discover all the people their grandfather was and all the people they might yet become. So it's one story, but told by 10 different authors, which sounds really intriguing. I like this old style camera on the cover there. My dad has one of those like really old cameras that kind of like juts out and stuff. I don't know if it's a Browning or something, I forgot, but yeah. So I'd like to get a hold of that and finally read that one this year. Number 6, one word describing 2023. Unknown. If you wanted to describe 2022, I'd probably describe that as chaotic. It seemed just everything was going wrong, especially with the attic installation I was trying to get done, and a company canceling, and another one that sounded a little bit like a scam, and then trying to find somebody to do the job before the winter hit. And now, so far, mild winter, so who knows? But that was chaotic. 2023, I don't know. It hasn't happened yet. How do you describe it? It's unknown. Mystery. And number 7 just says tag some people because it's a little late already. It's the 12th of January as I'm filming this. I don't know who's done it already. If you were watching it and you haven't, consider yourself tagged. I know that's a lame way to do it, but sorry. And if you're new and are considering starting a BookTube channel, tags are a great way to do it. So if you're thinking of starting a channel, start with a book tag. It's a way to engage with the community and everything. And yeah, I tag you. So yeah, that's it. If you don't have a channel or are interested in it, just maybe answer the questions down below in the comments. Love to see your answers. And I hope you enjoy this, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye-bye.